everyone, Lou here. So just like my Genshin Impact tier list, I thought it'd be really fun to do a tier list of Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, so as you can tell, I've had a bit of a Honkai Star Rail brain rot recently, like I did when I first started Genshin, and how I continue to do Genshin content every now and then. And now we're doing it with Honkai Star Rail. So this is up until version 4.3, I think it's called. The one coming out with Robin and Boothill, so they're here. Unfortunately, if any new characters after Robin and Boothill are released, they are not here because, sadly, I cannot travel to the future, because if I could, I'd have Boothill right here and right now. But as it stands, I have to wait until after Aventurine and Robin's banner. I'm gonna cry. Okay, so jokes aside, these are all current characters in Honkai Star Rail, and I will be doing a unscripted tier list, so let's get started. First, we have our MCs, Stell and Callus. For me, I always prefer the female MC in hoyoverse games, so I prefer Lumine in Genshin Impact over Aether, and in here, I prefer Stell over Callus. It's not because Callus is a bad design, I don't think he is. I just think he comes off a lot flatter than Stell does. Stell's voice actress puts a lot of personality when she voice acts Stell, and Callus's voice actor I've seen from Gaming in Genshin Impact. He has a lot of personality when he voice acts, and I don't really see that when I hear Callus. So sadly, I'm going to put Callus here just because I'm not a huge fan of his personality and character, but I prefer Stell's character way more. I just think her design is also very cute, very stylish. March 7th, I originally had an initial, irritation towards her because I assumed that because she was the mascot character and your best friend character that she was gonna be another Paimon, I guess, and well, I thought March 7th was gonna follow us around as we journey on the Astral Express, talking for us and thinking for us, but thankfully Stell and Callus can think for themselves, and she's just the best friend character, and I really like that because I love that she is not overly in your face and overly obnoxious. And she's genuinely just a sweet character who wants to know who she is, and I like her abilities in game. Unfortunately, my March 7th is at level 40, rest in peace. And yeah, but overall she's such a sweet character though, and I really love her design too because it's all my favorite colors combined. And to me, she's the kind of character that I would want to hang out with and paint my nails and talk about boys with, you know? She's just that kind of girly, and I love her. But I don't love her so much that she's a fave, so for me, March 7th is just mid, but not in a negative way, just in a yeah, I like you. Thank you for not being another Paimon. Dan Heng's human form is here. As you can see, his Vidyadhara form is here too on the list, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm sorry Dan Heng fans, but I do not like his human form. I think it's a very boring design. I also think Dan Heng's personality, at least pre-Xianzhou Luofu, is very boring. I'm sorry to say, and I don't like his playstyle at all in the game. So I'm really sorry to say, Dan Heng fans, but his human form is going here. I'm sorry. I like him a little bit, but because he's not the worst, but oh boy, just meh. That's all I can say. Asta, I love Asta's design, and I love her personality so much. I love her dog. Her dog is the cutest fucking thing in the world. I also love how happy she sounds when using her abilities, and her abilities are really great when you're first starting out in the game and for certain teams, so I genuinely really like Asta. So for me, Asta's going about here. I really like her. Arlen, Arlen's sweet, and that's it. That's all I can really say about him. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of Arlen. He's very boring. You could tell he was a first attempt at a Herta space station character, and his playstyle is just no. So I'm sorry to Arlen fans, but he's going here. I do not like Arlen. Arlen is the worst. Again, sorry Arlen fans. Herta was actually one of the first designs I saw for Honkai Star Rail, and I actually really love Herta's design. It's gorgeous, it's giving Rose and Maiden energy, and I'm so here for it. Personality-wise, I think Herta is kind of a bitch, or at least slightly sociopathic because she cares about literally no one other than herself and has the empathy of a rock. But who knows, maybe that could just be her puppet self having no empathy or, like, safety for the people on the ship. But to me, I just think Herta is kind of a terrible person. But I love her design so much, and I think her playstyle is really chaotic and fun. So for me, Herta's going here for all her faults. I still like her though. Maybe a bitch, but a likable bitch. Hook, I adore Hook's personality so much, and her design is the cutest thing in the entire world. I love her big hat and her oversized hoodie. She's just the cutest thing in the world. Her playstyle is not totally my thing. I prefer Himeko's playstyle more than Hook's, but she is just an absolute cutie. How can I not put her here? I adore Hook so much. Natasha was actually another one of the first designs I saw for Honkai Star Rail because I kept getting ads for Natasha's post-operation light cone for some reason, and it was like literally every time I played something on the YouTube app. So I am a little annoyed by Natasha because of that, but as a healer, she saved me so much on Eurilo 6 and up until Xianzhou Luofu. So Natasha, I like her though. She is very sweet. It's just her design is a bit, I don't know, kind of all over the place to me. She feels a bit messy. I get it, you know, she's a doctor who's like running around all over the place trying to treat patients, so of course she's gonna look a little messy. So I'm sorry, Natasha fans, I'm gonna have to put her here. Sampo, my love. I don't care how bad his playstyle can be if you have better characters like Jing Yuan, okay? I am a Sampo stan. The only thing is I wish his voice actor was just a little better because he sounds kind of hammy, but like a really cringy hammy, and I'm not here for it. Also because Sampo's Japanese voice actor is the voice actor of my favorite JoJo's character, Noriaki Kakyoin. So this is just an automatic simp as well, like it is for Rei from Free for me. But overall, I love Sampo's character so much, and I think his playstyle is very fun, and I think his playstyle can work if you build him right and have the right team for him. So for me, I say Sampo's here. He's like the best. Pela, unfortunately, I don't have her in game, and I haven't done many storylines with her other than rebuilding the Eurilo 6 or Belobog Museum. But I think she is very cute though. I love her little voice. She sounds so nerdy. But other than that, I haven't had a chance to unfortunately play her very much because people in the support system when you're doing like farming and stuff don't put Pela there, and I wish they did so I could try her out. But I've always heard she's really great for teams. Sadly I don't have her though, so I'm just relying on her design and what little demos I've played, and I think she's cute. I think she can be fun. So for me, Pela's just going here. I adore Serval's design, and I think Serval is a really fun character. I love that she's, you know, a rock star, but also can be really serious and has a really great heart. I actually just finished her quest in Honkai Star Rail recently, so I just really love Serval's character and, you know, her backstory and all that. She's just fun, and her playstyle's awesome. Her personality is great. She has a lot of depth to her, so I genuinely really like Serval. She's going here. Xing Shui is OP as shit. I wish you guys understood. Like, yes, her entire mechanic is based off gambling, but let me tell you, this girl is the best gambler there is, because once you have Sparkle and slash or Branya or Hanya on your team, this girl is an absolute cannon, and I love her. I also adore her design and her laid-back but slightly lazy personality, as well as I love those mahjong tiles. They are very satisfying to hear click together like that. So I just love Xing Shui, and she's going here. Adore this girl. Okay, so this is Su Shang. I think they give you a demo of her during the Xianzhou Luofu quest with Dan Heng and this guy whose name I cannot remember because I'm very bad at remembering the Xianzhou Luofu names off the top of my head, so I often have to go to the wiki or other Honkai Star Rail build sites to remember the name, just because it can be a little hard. Su Shang, I'm gonna be honest, I did not like her playstyle. Her character's a bit generic for me. She does not look like a Cloud Knight in any semblance. There's nothing to me that indicates she is a Cloud Knight, but that could just be me. Not a big Sushang fan. I'm sorry to say, she goes here. Tingyun, spoilers, I guess, for Honkai Star Rail, I guess, even though I'm sure anybody who's watching this is probably up to Penacony's story right now, so I don't know. Maybe I'm spoiling it, maybe I'm not, but I was really sad to see that Tingyun was killed or maybe didn't exist. I'm honestly not sure. I can't tell between Tingyun just never existed or was like taken over and brutally murdered. Either way, I'm very sad because I thought she was a very cute character up until she wasn't Tingyun anymore. I hope someday we get like clear answers as to what the fuck happened to Tingyun. A little weird, we haven't gotten the answer to that, if she's alive or dead, but oh well, you know, that's how it can be sometimes with hoyoverse games. You have to wait years and years for a proper answer. Her ability, from what I was able to try in a demo once, is also absolutely insane, and I desperately want Tingyun in my Dr. Ratio party, but unfortunately I have to just keep waiting and hoping someday I'll get her by random or in Boot Hill's banner. So sad times, but still I adore Tingyun. She's a great character. So for me, Tingyun is going here. Himeko, I love her design. I think her design is so like elegant and like Greek-like and fancy, and I love the color of her hair. It's a gorgeous shade of red. I also like her personality and how she's like, you know, the mom friend who's just there to be like incredibly smart, a great tactician and navigator. I love her character. Her playstyle is also really fun, and I love the animation for her ultimate because it's so like over the top and crazy. So for me, Himeko is here. Okay, so Welt, I am in love with this grandpa. Like, I know he's like super old, but like we all can stand a foxy grandpa on this channel when there is one. Okay, I love Welt. I know a lot of people say his abilities are meh, but I recently got to try Welt through the support thing when you're farming items in Honkai Star Rail, and Welt with Dr. Ratio is absolutely insane. So for me, I absolutely love Welt's character. I love his playstyle. Mainly, I love Welt's character because I read the wiki for Honkai Impact 3rd a little bit, so this man has suffered immensely, and I'm sure this entire game traumatizes him to no end, but you know, hopefully Himeko has given him some therapy. So for me, Welt goes here. I love this man. Bronya, I actually really like her character. At first I thought she was a little bit like boring, but over time she really grew on me, and I love to see more of her personality come out as a leader and to watch her see what it takes to become a leader and like show people wrong and all that. She's just a great character. I loved her during the Topaz quest where she was, you know, trying to really protect Eurilo 6 from, you know, the IPC taking over, and it was just, she's just a really great character, and her playstyle is absolutely insane. Bronya has been the Bronya and Sparkle have been the MVP for my playthroughs. So for me, Bronya's going here. Clara, okay, I do not have her in game. I really wish I did. I adore Clara's character so much. She is the cutest thing in the world. And her fatherly relationship with Svarog is the cutest thing in the world. There is just something so wholesome about this small child being taken care of so lovingly by this big, strong robot man. It's like the sweetest thing in the world, and I would pay so much money for a series just about like the wholesomeness of Clara and Svarog's relationship. Cutest thing in the world. Her playstyle is also pretty fun. I only got to do a demo of it a couple of times, but you know, she's fun, and I actually do really want her on my team someday. So for me, I think Claire's going here. She's too cute. Her story's too cute with Svarog. Love her. Gepard, I'm gonna be honest, ya boy, best tank in the game. Sweet personality in terms of like he's your literal knight in shining armor, but ya boy is boring. He may be serving looks, in terms of being incredibly handsome, but my gosh, this man has like, oh, he really needs personality help because he is very boring compared to his sister Serval and Lynx, who have so much personality and like energy to them. Gepard is just knight. That's how I can describe him. Like, he may be the best tank in the game, but he is not the best personality in this game. And handsome as he may be, I am gonna have to put Gepard here. I am so sorry. I'm sorry to myself because I think Gepard is stupid handsome, but sad to say, your boy's boring. Bailu is next, and Bailu is the MVP. Not only is she absolutely adorable, has some of the cutest lines in the game when you defeat an enemy, her abilities have saved me so many times in this game. If it wasn't for Bailu, I don't think I would have defeated Aventurine. I'm being 100% serious there. So Bailu, being the MVP she is going here. Like, cutest little videotter in the world and the best healer in the game, and everybody can fight me on that, but she is. Okay, so next is Yanxing, and his boss fight is fun. I don't know where that went in his playstyle, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of his character. I'm just not a fan of the cutesy rough and tumble boy, apprentice boy, ready to get out there and get into fist fights or whatever. Like, it's just not my kind of character. I'm not a fan of that kind of character. It's a bit meh to me, a bit, sorry to say, but a little immature for me as a grown woman. I just think it's like, come on, kid, you're just a kid. You're not gonna go beat up the leader of the videotter, kid. So for me, because his abilities are so meh, and I'm not a fan of his character too much, I'm sorry to say, but Yanxing is going here. Again, sorry if there are any Yanxing fans. I think so. The only thing I like about Yanxing is just his parental relationship with Jingyuan, because I think it's really sweet, and I think, it's very cute. But that's more for Jingyuan's character, and we'll get to him in a second. Seela, at first I thought Seela was a bit mean. That's just me though. Like, I thought she was gonna be this character who's just mean all the time, and that's just her personality. And I was getting Eula flashbacks because that is also Eula's personality to me. But Seela really grew on me over time, especially her quest with Luca that I did recently. So Seela, actually, I really like now. Her abilities, though, as amazing as they are, kind of hurt my eyes a little bit, just because it's too much flashing to me. And I know that's stupid. The game warns there's gonna be a lot of flashing, but like, I guess back a little and like blinking a lot, just like, ow, that hurt a little. If that makes any sense, just she kind of hurts my eyes with her abilities. So I don't think if I ever got her in game I'd use her. That's just me though. But I do like Seela. Her design though, I love that she looks like a butterfly, and that's it. I just think her design is very messy. So for me, Seela's going here. If her design didn't make me feel like I was gonna have a seizure, she would definitely be higher on the list. Jingyuan, I love this man so much. He is so handsome. He's got an angsty backstory. He's like this big, strong general man, and like his abilities are nuts. Sadly, I had to skip his banner for Sparkle, and I am very sad about that. But someday he will be mine, and I hope so, because he is handsome and he is everything. I am a Jingyuan stan. So for me, Jingyuan is going here. Yukong, okay, she appears for 0.2 seconds, but for those 0.2 seconds, she was serving. Yes, she does have an admittedly messier design compared to Tingyun, but Yukong's abilities are fucking nuts, especially if you have Dr. Ratio on your team. Notice I keep saying Dr. Ratio a lot. That's because he's my main as a DPS, and we will get to him, and I am sorry for everyone who has to hear me rant and rave about that stupid, handsome, smart man, but we'll get there in a second. I'm also really glad that they give Yukong for free because her abilities are so nuts, especially if you don't have a lot to work with, which honestly you don't if you're just starting the game. So for me, Yukong is going here. She has also saved me many a time in this game. Silverwolf, I don't fully understand her playstyle. I did a demo of her once during a quest involving, like, her trying to hack the simulated universe, and Scroolum asks us to stop her or whatever, and I don't get her playstyle, but I really love her design. I think she has this really fun, like, hacker gamer design, and her voice actress brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, because her voice actress is actually pretty famous in the Digimon community as voicing a lot of Digimon characters. So for me, I really like Silverwolf. She gives the vibes. She has a great voice actress who gives me the nostalgia. Silverwolf is good. I love her. Luocha, so he is stupid handsome and he is stupid OP. I think that if Bailu somehow never existed in this game, thankfully she exists, but if she never did, Luocha would easily be the best healer in this game. I was actually doing the stupid bug boss thing that you need for, like, Sparkle and Dr. Ratio and most of the Penacony characters by now, and if it wasn't for Luocha, I don't think I would have been able to beat that stupid bug, because thankfully I have a friend who has Luocha, and people are kind enough to put Luocha as a support in their, support team member you can bring on, or whatever that is. By the way, thank you Honkai Star Rail for that, because that system has saved me from so much bullshit. So for me, Luocha is going here. The only thing is, I do not understand this man's character. Who the hell is in his coffin? And why did he just admit to the Xianzhou Luofu that he's the one who brought the Stellaron? Like, I don't understand his plan. I tried to look up who Auto Apocalypse is from Honkai Impact 3rd, because apparently he's this universe's version of Auto Apocalypse. Honkai Impact 3rd's lore hurts me, so if y'all could, Razor explain it down below on who Auto Apocalypse is and why he gives Welt PTSD, that would be so great, because I felt dizzy looking at Auto Apocalypse's bio in Honkai Impact 3rd's wiki. Okay, next is Luca. First of all, I love Luca's design. He looks so fun, and I like that they included a character with a robotic arm. I feel like what a lot of these hoyoverse characters are missing a lot of the time is some level of diversity. I don't mean body type, because that's a whole other can of worms, even though, body type would be nice. But I mean at least something to visualize them differently, because we are in a futuristic game. What is stopping someone from having a robotic prosthetic arm, or, a certain other body part of theirs being, robotic, or even being a cyborg in Boot Hill's case, so it's nice to see that. And I really love Luca's personality and how he dedicates himself so much to his fans. His story quest I also recently did, and it was very, very sad. Unnecessarily sad, given Luca's happy-go-lucky personality. His voice actor also brings me back to my Skate the Infinity days, because his voice actor is Longa's voice actor, and I love Longa so much. The only thing is, I wish his playstyle was a little better. I feel like his playstyle is not very good, sadly, but I love his design so much that at least I can put Luca here. If his playstyle were better, he would absolutely be here, just saying. Blade, oh my gosh, one of my closest friends has Blade, and I've been using Blade to help farm certain stuff for, again, Dr. Ratio and Sparkle and Bailu and Branya, and just Blade is an MVP, and I'm so sad I do not have him in game. Blade is so OP. He is ridiculously handsome. He's got a wonderfully angsty backstory, and I love his personality, because if you dig deep down into Blade's heart, he's not a bad guy. If anything, he just had so much bullshit forced on him that it just made him bitter. I mean, all this guy was doing was just following his best friend and/or implied past lives boyfriend's plan, and it fucked him over so hard. At least I think so. I can't tell whether Blade's immortality was forced on him by Dongfeng or if it was like an accident and Dongfeng didn't intend it. But either way, this man has been through a lot, but he is so OP, and I hope someday I have him in game. Blade is going here. Someday he will come home. Kafka, okay, I love Kafka's character. I think she's just so fun and interesting because she's so mysterious, and I love her design. I love the intricate spider webs incorporated all throughout her design, and that she weaves this web for us as the main character for us to eventually follow, and I think that is so cool. I love Kafka, and her abilities are also insane. One of my best friends has, again, Kafka in her team, and so I use Kafka a lot in the support category, and Kafka has saved me again from so much bullshit. So Kafka is, again, S tier. Love this girly. Amazing. So Lynx was the first healer I tried after, getting Natasha for free, and Lynx as a healer I don't think is very good. Like, I think it's great that Lynx debuffs an ally, and that's great. Bronya does it too, naturally, I think, or like you have to level up an ability. I don't fully remember off the top of my head because my Bronya is like really leveled up now, but Lynx is cute. I like her design a lot. I think she looks so cozy and so cute, and I love the little animal ear hat. It's adorable. The only thing is, I just wish she was a better healer. I've leveled her up a lot, but I just feel like compared to other healers like Bailu and Natasha and even Gallagher, I feel like she just doesn't pull enough heals. I think the only thing she has going for her is that she's a really good debuffer if your characters are like incapacitated, and that's about it, and that sucks. But I do love her design a lot, and that's why she's not going here, but instead she's going mid. If only because her abilities, at least to me, are not the best. Maybe it's because I don't have any Eidolons for her, and that's why she's not very good. But who knows, maybe like if I get more Eidolons for her in the future, she'll be better. Fu Xuan, okay, so a lot of people say Fu Xuan is like the best character in this entire game. Sadly, I have never done a demo for Fu Xuan, so I do not know, and I've had to rely on watching other people play Honkai Star Rail to see what they're talking about, and I have seen that her abilities are insane. Mainly, I just love her design, and I think she is such a cool character in being clairvoyant. I think that's really cool, and mainly I just think her design is just like really awesome. I love when the hoyoverse team really leans into that ancient Chinese aesthetics with their designs. I think it's really awesome and so unique and iconic. And to me, Fu Xuan feels like the character to describe the Xianzhou Luofu. So for me, if only for design only, and because I've always heard her abilities are like one of the best in the game, I've always been told that she's like the Bennett of Honkai Star Rail, if you know what I mean. Like, everybody has her, everybody wants her, everybody agrees she's the best. So Dunhung's Vidyadar form, or I think it's called Imbiber Lune or something like that. I could be wrong. I don't call it that because it is very long. I just say Dunhung dragon form, with friends. Obviously, like, I don't need to type anything on like a wiki or something because I just go to characters. But Dunhung's Vidyadar form is insane, and I am so sad I don't have him, and I'm so sad that I missed the opportunity to have him because I started playing Honkai Star Rail like I think a month after his banner ended, so I missed the chance to have this man, but he will be back. And he will be in my party. If only because I think his design is absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is a 10 out of 10 design right here. As well as his abilities are just nuts. Like, you should see in some of the playthroughs, because I do have a friend who has him, and I use him in the support thing, and he wipes entire teams out like crazy. And mind you, this friend of mine does not have any Eidolons for him. He is E0 and nuts. Absolutely nuts. So for me, he is going here. Also because he's gorgeous. So, and I notice he has slightly slightly better personality than when Dan Heng is in his human form. It could just be me, you know, seeing more of Dan Heng open up and seeing more of his personality, but who knows. Either way, he's here, just like here. Gui Naifen, you know, the influencer personality kind of makes me cringe a little bit, but I get it. You know, this is a modern, futuristic setting, so of course there's gonna be influencers, you know, just like, you know, in modern times we have them now. I'm sure we'll have influencers in the future, but, you know, it is a little cringe. But she is cute. I do not like her abilities at all, though. She is a very boring character to play. She's Dan Heng levels of, like, ugh. So for me, you know, not very good. I think she is a very sweet character, though, and I do like her design, but I feel like they could have done the influencer thing with Gui Naifen just a little better, but it could just be me with all the ghost stuff, and all the ghost stuff gets a little annoying, and I feel like, okay, that's all you are, is just a streamer ghost hunter, you know, but could just be me. So for me, I'm sorry to say, but Gui Naifen is here. Okay, so sorry for the sudden random cut. I have to look up these names sometimes just because I do forget, and I also have to look up how to pronounce them because, you know, Mandarin is not my strong suit. So, Jinglu, I don't fully understand how she plays. I think I did a demo of her once, from the support thing, and somebody had her, and I was like, oh, okay, let me try Jinglu and see how she's like. I don't understand how she works. Maybe that's because, you know, unlike a lot of the characters here, you know, they give you a tutorial explaining, like, okay, here's her ability, here's how she works, and I also didn't watch a video explaining how she works, because it was just, like, a quick, like, oh, hey, why not? So sorry to say, I don't understand how she works, but her animations are very, very cool, though. And I love her design of having, like, this blindfold that, like, keeps her, you know, disease at bay, the disease in which I forgot its name. So it's going to be here on screen because I forgot the disease's name, unless it pops up to me later in this video. It's the same disease that Blade is affected by and gives him immortality, and Jinglu suffers the same issue. So she wears a blindfold to, like, keep it at bay, and I guess that's why Blade covers his eye, to keep it at bay. I don't know, maybe vision, like, makes it worse or whatever. The main reason I like Jinglu is her voice actress is Lian Li, and I love, love, love Lian Li's covers. I think she is an amazing singer, and it's kind of funny that Jinglu also looks like her VTuber a little bit, like, just a little bit, in terms of, like, color scheme and, like, even hair color, so that's really funny to me. But other than that, mostly I just feel bad for Jinglu because she got affected by Mara Struck. That's what it was. Okay, there we go. It happened. It was Mara Struck. I'm dumb. So I just feel bad she eventually became Mara Struck. The only thing I am very confused about is it is implied that Jinglu might have trained Yanxing, but from a timeline perspective that doesn't make any sense, when I think Yanxing would have been like a toddler when Jing Yuan had to try and kill Jinglu, so I don't know what the story is for that. Somehow I like to think that Jing Yuan and Jinglu, like, got it on a little bit, and maybe, like, that's their actual son. I don't know. I'm just, like, speculating. Because Blade notices that, like, he's using the same abilities as her. And obviously Jing Yuan doesn't use the same abilities as her. So it's not like he taught him. So, I don't know. That's weird. But for me, Jinglu is going here. If I played her more, I probably, like, through a demo or whatever, I probably would put her higher, but for now she's right here. You know, later on, you know, as I play, I probably put her higher up. If you're wondering, by the way, on shipping in Honkai Star Rail, I also ship Blade and Kafka pretty hard, but that's just me. I know people ship Blade and Dan Heng a lot. It's okay, but I prefer Blade and Kafka way more. Okay, enough about the shipping. Next is Topaz. I've done quite a few demos for Topaz, and she's okay. Like, she's not a character I would sit there and be like, oh wow, I need her on my team, but she's just one where I was like, oh, Oh, okay. I think I'll just like use her like as in the support thing where you can like borrow other people's characters, you know? Design wise, I actually really like her design. At first, I was very confused because this was before, you know, Aventurine's quest in Penacony, so I didn't know how the IPC works in the financial department or whatever, in their name schemes, that they're all code names. So as someone whose birthstone is Topaz, I was very confused on why she is Topaz if she is wearing nothing except the gem on her chest to be labeled Topaz. But it turns out it's all like a code name, because like all the people in this group have like gem code names like Citrine and Aventurine and Jade, you know. So I think she's a cool character though. At first I thought she was like really unnecessarily mean, but during her quest I saw she was just doing her job and just doing what she thought was right. So for me, I think she's become a lot more likable, and she was also kind of funny on Penacony. So for me, Topaz is going here. Hanya? Okay, I know people say Hanya isn't that great, or that Hanya is just a character to get if she's available because, you know, you need a 4-star version of blah blah blah, right? Like, oh, if you can't get Branya, you know, use Hanya or whatever. But for me, I love Hanya's character. I think she's gorgeous in terms of design. I also love her ability, like the animation it looks with the brush strokes. Like, that is so satisfying to me. I also think her ability can be really nuts, especially if you have a character who is good at single target, or you want your character to do more damage to a specific target, as well as her ultimate increasing attack and speed. I think she's all around very well balanced and a very good character to have on your team. So for me, I think Hanya is going here. Hua Hua? Okay. I did do a demo of Hua Hua during the Ghost event thing, because I needed to level up Hanya, so I did the quest, you know, blah blah blah. And I think Hua Hua is so cute, and I adore her design so much. One of my favorite design elements in any character is a character having a unique pupil, because I think it makes that character stand out so much more if they have a specific design in their pupil. Think like Ai Hoshino and how she has, you know, star eyes. I think that is so cute, and I think it is the cutest thing in the world that she has paw pads in her eyes, and her relationship with her tail is also very funny. And I think it's really funny that she's cowardly, even though she's like one of the highest ranking members on the Xianzhou Luofu. So, you know, and I love, you know, her abilities too. I think they're pretty insane. From, you know, the little demo they give you, I swear they give you like half a demo of Hua Hua, at least to me, and she's pretty insane. So for me, Hua Hua is going actually here, if only because this design is just brilliant. Chef's kiss. Argenti? Oh my god, Argenti is practically the man of my dreams. Romantic, loves pretty things, a literal knight in shining armor. This man is the lead in a fairy tale, I swear. If Honkai Star Rail let me flirt with any character as Stell, it would be Argenti. Constantly. I love this man, and again, I am very sad. I will probably never get him because I am a Boot Hill stan, but damn, you know, I love him so much. So for me, Argenti is going here. This man is everything. He is the moment. I'm here for him. Okay, so next is Shui Yi. During the Xianzhou Luofu quest, I did try her out, which, by the way, I appreciate that in the main story, they let you try at least half or like 70% of the current lineup, so I actually really appreciate that, so you know right away who you want to save up for. I appreciate that just way more than Genshin, because I feel like Genshin doesn't give you enough opportunities to try certain characters, at least to me, or at least between certain updates. I feel like they don't really give you that opportunity, but oh well. So Shui Yi, not a fan of her abilities. Her design is really cool. I think the coolest part is her story. Also because I feel very bad for Hanya because her sister is technically dead and a puppet, so that is very sad. That poor girl. I know she loves her sister to death. But Shuei's abilities, not a fan of. She's just kind of like a okay character. Like, she's not a character where during an event I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know. She's a character during an event where I'm gonna be like, oh, it's her, okay, hi, you know, that kind of character. So I'm sorry to say, Shuei is going here. Dr. Ratio, where do I begin with this man? I don't know how to start this. First of all, he is gorgeous. Second, he is one big Greek mythology and JoJo's reference, and if you know me, I love Greek mythology, I love JoJo's, you know, as well as I love his personality. Like, yes, Dr. Ratio can be a dick. I'm not gonna lie about that. He can be such a jerk to everybody. You know, he even hides his face because he doesn't think dumb people are worth looking at. And yeah, if I met Dr. Ratio in real life, he probably would wear a stone mask around me because I'm very stupid. But you know what? I love this man. I simp this man. If I were in the Honkai Star Rail universe, I would make a galaxy-wide Dr. Ratio fan club. And I would be the only member because I would be the only one who loves Dr. Ratio that much. His abilities are also insane. I have had Dr. Ratio melt certain bosses to like nothing, or like, you know, completely annihilate certain bosses in a couple of turns. I was doing the Forgotten Hall, I think it's called, and Dr. Ratio just completely melted Yanxing's boss, you know? So for me, I think, and the fact that he was given for free up until 2.1 is absolutely insane. Like, you gave us the best character in the game for free? That's like if Genshin Impact just handed Zhongli for you on a silver platter, you know what I mean? Which, get hoyoverse, anybody at hoyoverse, if you're watching this somehow, I don't think so, but if you are, please give Zhongli on a silver platter, because I will eat that shit up. So for me, Dr. Ratio is going here. Love of my life. I may be dumb as bricks, but this man, I love him. Ranmei, I think, is gorgeous as a design. I love that they put like this DNA pattern all over her beautifully intricate dress, and just, I think her creations are really adorable. Like, yeah, she's fucked up for leaving them behind on her space station and just abandoning them. And she also tried to create that stupid bug boss, but you know what? I'm here for her. I really like her. I also think her abilities are really cool, and I think she looks so elegant in her ultimate, as well as, I'm a bit biased because I've seen Moonlight Jewel's custom doll of Ranmei, and it just made me appreciate how much detail and like intricacies they put in her design, and I think she's beautiful. So for me, I'm putting Ranmei here. If only because I haven't tried Ranmei myself, so I don't know how her abilities work, or at least I don't remember if there was a demo. I don't think there was, though. Misha, okay, so everybody likes to say Misha is mid, okay? Everybody likes to say, oh, Misha's not very good, or oh, Misha is, if you need an AoE DPS, you know, Jing Yuan is the best, or whatever, you know, and all the other ones suck. But let me tell you, if it wasn't for Misha, I never would have beat Aventurine, because Misha is the sole reason I was able to defeat Aventurine. Not just because he was the only other AoE DPS that I had that wasn't Sampo, but because his abilities kept freezing Aventurine, so I kept freezing him over and over and over again. And thanks to Misha, I was able to beat him. So, you know what? Y'all may shit on this bellboy, but this bellboy saved my playthrough. As well as, again, he has my favorite design element of a little keyhole on his eye, and I think it's the cutest thing in the world. I don't know yet his importance in the Penacony story as it is right now, because obviously we don't have the rest of the Penacony story yet. I think he's the grandson of the clockmaker, if you ask me, and that, like, he is the clockmaker's legacy, literally. But, you know, if he isn't, you know, whatever, just let this kid join the Astral Express, like the rumors say, and I love him. He will literally mop the floor with enemies. So for me, Misha is here. Misha lifesaver, literally. Black Swan, so at first I thought she was kind of meh in terms of playstyle, but then somebody in the support thing had her and I tried her. Black Swan is fucking insane as a character, like, to play. As well as her video with Acheron was like, holy crap, 10 out of 10 character trailer video. That was wonderfully animated, like, it was like so beautiful, as well as I think her design is gorgeous, and I think her character is so fascinating because she's filled with so much mystery, but like not in a way where I'm like, oh well, I how am I supposed to like this character if I don't know anything about them? No, you do know enough about Black Swan, but it's just like there's so many whys to her character that we don't have answered, and I think that's great and really cool. Also because she's purple, and I think we all can tell that purple is my favorite color and an automatic like factor. So for me, Black Swan's going here. Okay, Sparkle. I adore Sparkle. Like, I know some people say Sparkle's controversial because she said, like, not very nice remarks to Aventurine. I don't know if I can say the word because, you know, YouTube is very sensitive about certain social topics, and that may be true, but as we found out in the Penacony story, she was saying that to give him like a code word, basically. I think Sparkle also does it because she's one big troll, as you've seen all in the quest with Black Swan and Sampo. You know, she's one big walking troll, but I love Sparkle to death. You know, I may talk about on this channel a lot that a lot of LOL so crazy characters make me cringe a little bit just because they're not very well written, but Sparkle is that kind of LOL so crazy character that I feel is very well written. Mainly because they didn't give her this angsty, sad backstory of, oh, I was an orphan, abandoned at the age of 2.5 minutes. To me, she seems like just a normal girl who got bored, and I think that mystery in and of itself is way more interesting and way more likable because it shows her as a more chaotic character because you don't know what she's thinking, you don't know her past, you don't know anything about her, but you know that she's a character who does mischief, and I think she's just great. I also love her design. Her design is beautiful. I love the incorporation of the fox mask and the sort of like festival looking design all around her, as well as her character trailer is one of the best character trailers in Honkai Star Rail. So for me, Sparkle is here. I am so happy I have her in the game. Gallagher is another foxy grandpa in this game. Many people say, oh, Gallagher's not a very good healer, Bailu and Luocha are, you know, whatever. You know, you could say that. But Gallagher is actually pretty good if you have a lot of characters who do a lot of damage, or characters that do a lot of attacking because you run out of moves a lot, especially while you're waiting for Sparkle's ultimate. So for me, I think Gallagher is a pretty good healer. At least from my experience anyway. Maybe I just built him properly, I don't know. But for me, I really like Gallagher, and his personality too. I think his personality is pretty great because he's kind of like that drunken weirdo, but also might be evil if we can take the last current cutscene into Penacony into consideration, unless that was Sparkle being a little shit again. But yeah, I like Gallagher a lot, so he's here. His voice actor's a little cringy though. Maybe it's because he sounds like even older for the role than he should be, but who knows. Aventurine, okay, I'm very sad I have to skip Aventurine to get Boot Hill, but I don't care because I love Boot Hill to death from the little I know about him. But man, Aventurine tugged at my heartstrings. Originally I thought Aventurine was just gonna be like, oh, you know, another like mysterious guy who's gonna fuck us over and like, you know, turn out to be the bad guy or whatever. But as Aventurine's quest kept going, I was like, oh man, this guy has like the worst life imaginable. You know, his story really broke my heart, especially that last cutscene saying goodbye to his child self. I was like, damn, y'all didn't have to write this so sadly. And I hope he's alive in this game because I will be very upset if you just killed Aventurine off like that for what? Angst? That's not fair. He suffered enough. So for me, Aventurine is here. I also really like his abilities. They are very, very satisfying. He actually works really well with Dr. Ratio, like a lot, which is weird because a lot of people ship them, including myself. And you know, usually when I have a ship in Genshin or Honkai, you know, they don't really work out in a gameplay perspective, but these two work a little too well in a gameplay perspective. Acheron, okay, so I love Acheron's design, and she is apparently an alternate universe version of Raiden Mei from Honkai Impact 3rd, as well as technically an alternate universe version of Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact, because she's also a derivative of Raiden Mei, but anyway, the problem is that I don't understand Raiden Mei's character and her backstory too well. I feel very lost when I hear, you know, her try to explain her backstory. It is a very sad backstory if I'm understanding it right. Like something from another planet that was heading towards a black hole with her planet came down and destroyed her planet, and everyone died, and so she killed everyone and like unlocked the path of nihility and became basically the ambassador for nihilism. I could be wrong on that, but that's just what I'm trying to understand from what little I can get of Acheron's story. Her abilities though are absolutely insane. Like, this lady I feel can one-hit KO the strongest boss in this game, and the fact that she can like one-hit KO smaller enemies is nuts, absolutely nuts. And I feel like I see a lot of people doing like back to back to back with her ultimate so quickly that I'm like, wow, okay. Very impressive character though. Love her design is just, I wish I knew more about Honkai Impact 3rd so I could understand her a little well. It's not like Welt where I feel like he can stand up on his own and I feel like I don't need to know Honkai Impact 3rd to know or like him. But with Acheron I feel like I do, because I feel like I'm missing something here with her. Robin is next, and I know we've only seen Robin for 0.2 seconds and then murdered, but I love Robin, and from what little I've seen of her kit, I'm sadly going to have to skip her for Boot Hill, but let me tell you, I love her, and her song, If I Can Stop One Heart, the song for Penacony that you hear with Firefly, you know, that song is absolutely beautiful. It's been stuck in my head for weeks. I've been singing it for weeks. I love Robin, and her ultimate song is so cute. I've also been singing that for weeks. So I love Robin. I think she's also a very, very pretty character. I also think she's a very unique, angelic themed character. Like, I know she's not supposed to be an actual angel, but as an angelic based character, I think she's a very unique take on it. So for me, Robin is going here. I love her. Boot Hill is next, and look, I'm normally not a cowboy person, you know, I'm normally, you know, as you could see here on this list, a guy with a tragic backstory who I can either fix or love with all my heart. But Boot Hill, yes, he has the tragic backstory and I can love him with all my heart, but Boot Hill is one cowboy I would happily go off into the sunset with. I love Boot Hill to death. From what little I've heard of him both in the game as well as some slight leaks here and there on the Honkai Star Rail community, I love Boot Hill. I think his abilities look absolutely insane, and I'm so sad to see so many people are underestimating him because, like, oh, if he doesn't have enough speed, he's not very good. It's kind of bullshit when people said the same thing about Misha, and Misha can pull some crazy numbers if you do it right. So for me, I think that's kind of like unfair to underestimate Boot Hill that much. It kind of reminds me of Kazuha in Genshin, where everybody underestimated him, and a lot of people skipped his banner for Ayaka and Raiden Shogun, and luckily I was one of the people who had faith in Kazuha and got him. So for all the people crying, I was right, and I think I'll be right about Boot Hill, that he's gonna be crazy and pull some crazy numbers. So for me, Boot Hill is here. I love Boot Hill. I love his personality from what little we know. I think it's really funny he can't curse, because I curse like a sailor, as you've heard in this video, so I can't begin to imagine the suffering that man must go through if he cannot curse at all. I also think it's really funny that his way of cursing is compliments. It's really, really funny to me. And yeah, that is my current tier list for Honkai Star Rail. Notice all of the most attractive men are up here because clearly I am very biased when I see a pretty face. But other than that, I think this is pretty on par with most of the community, at least, right? Right? If not, I want you guys to let me know down below what you think, and if I was wrong about putting certain characters in certain categories. I know Arlen and Yanxing fans are gonna kill me, but, you know, whatever. As always, let me know down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. If any of you would like to help support my channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description, along with all of my social media. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas, or maybe just want to talk about anime or something, I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!